let's start. So welcome to a new ATEN presentation video. And today we're going to focus on our PDU lines. Our PDU lines are also completed by UPSs, by racks. But today we're only going to focus on the PDU line of products. We're going to learn how to identify the right PDU for our needs based on some features that they have, based on the number of ports, or the format that they fit in the rack. So all of these are going to be presented today. Let me start also the second recording, because for YouTube purposes, we need a second recording. Okay, excellent. So we are going to start from scratch. Basically, there is no PE series right now on our table, and I'm going to introduce it. But first, let's start with a small PPT presentation, just to show you what we're going to talk about today. So in the first part, the small PPT and some features, and in the second part, I'm going to do live hands-on with complete from zero, installing the product and showing how it works. Also with us, we have, and let me switch to the cameras because I want to show you better. So also with us, we have the VP 2120, which is going to enable us to see a better view. And this is where the actual NGERS line of product is going to wait for us. But now let me switch to share desktop so that I can show you my presentation. So let's go with my desktop. So first of all, I remember a very old Pirelli commercial which says, "Power is nothing without control." And just a short question, do you know how this picture continues? Because this is not the full picture, but do you know how this picture continues? Does anyone remember this old Pirelli commercial? So this is the full picture, okay? So it is true, it's not 100% related to what we're talking about today, but because we are talking about power, and because indeed power is nothing without control, I decided to start with this image. So in our server rooms, we have a lot of equipment. Even in my digital office here, I have a lot of equipment, and I decided to add a little bit monitor and control for this power. So let's start with the range of product that ATEN is having in this PDU's intelligent PDU and intelligent PDU. So first of all, this is the small agenda. So what is a PDU? What kind of product do we have? And what kind of accessories do we also put next to our products? And some key features like power control and the proactive overcurrent protection. And at the end, I'm going to show you a small scenario that can easily be implemented in today's environments. So first of all, PDU comes from power distribution unit. So basically, it's 1U or 0U unit in your racks filled with inlets, filled with outlets, and all of the outlets are controlled by an inlet. So this is where the power bar gets its power. You're looking at a C19, for instance, socket, and this is where the PDU delivers the power to the servers, monitors, computers, different other equipment like switches, like routers, etc. Very important. These PDUs have some markings that I'm going to teach about. So very important, what are you going to choose? For instance, this is an American socket, and hopefully you will not choose this particular one from our product list. I'm going to teach you how to choose correctly a product from the product range. Okay, so the line of products, very graphically, we have simple PDUs. We call them basic PDUs. Basically, those do not have control over the sockets, and they have some very limited monitoring, if they have any monitoring at all. Then we have intelligent PDUs, and these intelligent PDUs have everything built in. Okay, you don't need to add anything else besides the actual sensors, which I'm going to show you right now, but everything is built in. The unit for control, the unit for power delivery, everything is inside. And lastly, are the accessories. So we have, for instance, if you have a PDU, a non-intelligent PDU of a certain series, like PE1 or PE2, and you say, okay, I would like to add some sensors, then you should consider an energy box product. So you need to buy this one and to add to your original PDU to have some form of intelligence, some form of environment control or environment awareness. We have 6 series. So starting with the lowest one, PE1, these are non-intelligent. And if you want to add intelligence, so if you want to add sensors like temperature or humidity sensors, you need to buy an additional box, which is called EC1000. This box will allow you to monitor the environment. PE2, again, this is a non-intelligent PDU line of products. You need to add a different box, it's called EC2000, to add intelligence to this PDU. And then we have the intelligent PDUs, and I'm going to explain them very simple. The bottom ones, PE5 and PE7, will allow monitor level only. So you cannot control individual sockets, but you can see what's going on the PE5 bank level and on PE7 each outlet. So these two are very good if you don't necessarily want to control your servers, but you want to monitor your servers, okay? Going forward, these two, PE6 and PE8, will allow control at the outlet socket. So you will be able to open or close individual sockets. PE6 will give you monitoring for bank, so the entire sum of the outlets, it will tell you what the entire sum of the outlets are consuming. But PE8 is the most advanced ones. It will allow individual monitoring. So if you want to go the highest of the highest, definitely you should go for PE8000 series. This will allow you monitor each socket individually and control each socket individually. And as you go lower, you lose something, either the control here or the monitoring here or both of them here, okay? So these are the line of products that we have. And I'm going to show you on ATEN site a little bit better, and I'm going to tell you the naming, how you should read the naming of them. We have 2 formats. So in your rack, you can put them as a 1U unit. And right now I have next to me 1U unit. And also, this will occupy a 1U in your rack. And also we have a 42U long units, like the one in the right. These 42U units, you can actually install in a way that it will not occupy any of your rack units. That's why we call them actually 0U. And usually this 0U comes in much higher density of ports. And usually if you want high amps, like 32 amps, you should go for the right one as well. In our office, we have PE6 series, PE6000 series of 0U format. Also, we do provide accessories. So for easy mounting and maybe sliding, if you want a sliding rail, we provide accessories for our PDUs. Also, we provide secure locks. So not to accidentally unplug either the inlet, which you can see here, or the outlets, which you can see here. We have securization for both of them. And also, depending on the model, if you have an intelligent unit, if you have an intelligent PDU, you can add different sensors. Simple intelligent PDUs have 2 sensors, 2 possibility to add sensors, and high-end ones have up to 4 sensors. So you can add up to 4 sensors. Which kind of sensors can you add? So for instance, you can have temperature or a mix of temperature and humidity. Actually, I do have a sensor. I'm going to install it in a moment, which is a temperature and humidity sensor. And you also can add temperature and differential pressure. Okay, this is not a fixed value, the differential pressure, so it will not measure the actual pressure, but the pressure change. Okay, we also have door sensors. We provide 3 types of door sensors, so you can choose any sensor that suits your needs better. Okay. And also, you have to be aware what kind of inlet and outlet you need. Okay, so for instance, we're looking only at outlets, and one of these outlets is a large format C19, C20. This is very good, for instance, if you have 16 or 20 amps. So if you have 16 or 20 amps needs, you should go definitely for this one. If you are in ISC or NEMA, or if you need to provide power to regular servers, regular monitors, switches, routers, you should probably be thinking of sockets like C13 or C14. These are usual in the range of 10 to 15 amps, okay? 15 amps for the NEMA standard, the NEMA standard. But anyway, so you need to choose correctly also the type of socket that you need. So, if you install sensors, on top of the monitoring and controlling the current, the power dissipation, the amps, you also will be presented with the possibility to add a certain range of temperature that you want some alarms to be sent to you, a range of humidity, a certain differential pressure that you want to receive some alarms. So if you do install sensors, like I'm installing I will install in a few moments, you can have configuration of these ones. And I'm going to show you the interface of the product, and we're going to play with this one. In the logs, if we go over the limit or we are closer to the limit, like in 15% up or down this minimal or maximal limit that we put, we'll get either a warning if we are, again, within 15%, maximum or minimum of the limit, or critical if we go over or under the limit that we actually put. And again, I'm going to do a small demo a little bit in a few moments. Okay, you can have different types of alerts. There is audible alert that you can hear it in the server room if you will be in the server room. However, since many of us are not in the server room, and the whole point of this discussion is not to be in the server room, is to be remote and control power remote, then you will definitely go for other options like SNMP traps or emails or a syslog server. So you should install at least one of these to get reliable and fast alerts. Okay, and we have a couple of ways that we can shut down or awake a certain server or a certain station. Okay, and I'm going to be a little bit more explicit as we are going into the hands-on session, because I can actually show it to you. But basically, if you want to shut down a computer or router, a switch, whatever is malfunctioning, or you want to restart, the simplest way is kill the power. So basically, without warning, you just cut the power for that remote device. If you want to give that device a warning, you should definitely be using either Wake on LAN, and we are going to be using Wake on LAN in our demo, or System After AC back. And it works the same way. You just need the MAC address of the product. Okay, and to wake the system up, again, you should just give the power to that device, and if that device is intelligent, like a server, you should use Wake on LAN. And again, I'm going to show you how to do it. And we have a program called P-Monitor or Power Monitor. If your device, like my computer, for instance, is not capable of waking on LAN from the sleep mode, you should definitely install Power Monitor. Or if your computer, like mine, is not able to receive shutdown commands, then you should also install Power Monitor on that computer, because you can send a graceful shutdown. Okay, you don't need to just cut the power off the server. You can gracefully send a command, and the computer will start itself the shutting down process. And I'm going to show you this, so don't worry. Okay, so that being said, I don't want to prolong this any longer. I can tell you that we do have power sequencing, which means when I decide to power on or power off a device, I can set up some delays. For instance, if I want to shut down a production line, maybe I want to shut down first the first part of the production line, and then the middle of the production line, and then the end of the production line. So I would like to put some delays when I'm sending the commands to shut down a certain production line. Because can you imagine, if you shut down the first part if you shut down the last part of the production line, the middle and the beginning of the production line do not know that, and it will keep feeding products to the production line, but there is nothing on the end of the production line to actually, I don't know, pack them or take them out. So you can get some jams there. And this goes for servers, routers, switches, etc. So any intelligent network should benefit from this. Okay. Also, some of our higher end products have the possibility to add scheduled shutting down or scheduled waking up. What does this mean? Let's say in my infrastructure, in my server room, I have a couple of very key sensitive servers. This should be on 24/7, but some of the servers only make sense when people are at work. So in weekends or after hours, those servers should be shut down automatically, and in the morning they should wake up, or Monday morning they should woke up automatically. This is a key understanding, because right now the European Union is asking for something that is called an energy certificate. So you need to prove that your company, your server room, does its best to conserve, to preserve energy. So one of the key elements is to control the power to non-essential equipment. So if an equipment becomes non-essential, let's say in the weekends, shut it down. Okay, so you can prove to the European Union that yes, you are taking all the precautions not to overspend the energy. Okay, so this is a key thing. So you can find it in P6 and P8 line of products. Okay. Basically, this is a summarization how you can woke a station or an equipment that is intelligent, and how you can shut down a product that has some intelligence. And if it doesn't have any intelligence, just kill the power. if it cannot respond to anything, just kill the power. Okay. We also have two high-end products like PE8 and PE6 series, something that is called proactive overcurrent protection. So what is this? So basically, we have some limitations in terms of consumptions. I showed you that we have three types of current that we can accept, three types of amperage that we can accept. So we have 10-15 amps, we have 16-20 amps, and the highest one is 30 and 32 amps. If you're in Europe, it's 32 amps. So if you have high consumers on your production line or server rooms, etc., and one of these servers starts to draw too much power and there is no power left for other servers, the question is which servers should go down first, because there isn't amps for all the servers. So which one should go down first? So you can decide something like very simple, first in, first out. So the last server that was plugged in consumes too much, okay, plug it out, and the product, our PDU will do automatically. Or, as I will show you, you can decide a list of priorities to say, oh, my last server that consumes a lot, it's very important. I don't want to power off, but I would like to power off, let's say, server number 1, which is non-essential and it can wait, something like this. In our product range, depending on how big the product is, you can have 1 or 2 circuit breaker. What is this? Let's assume that you're at home and somehow you make a short circuit. Okay, you install wrongfully a light bulb and you manage to short circuit your entire house. You have some protection, electrical protections that you need to press to regain power. This works exactly the same. So if one of the servers create a short circuit, the entire bank is going to go down. Now, in the upper product, we only have one bank. So the entire PDU is going to go down until you press this button, which is your safety. If you have a larger product, then you can have 2 banks, and each bank have its own circuit breaker. So if something happened with the server in bank 2, and like a short circuit, only this bank is going to go down. fix the short circuit, and then press the button and reopen the circuit to the other servers. And in the end, this is a scenario that it's very, very often met in real life. So you have data rooms, you have large number of servers and equipment, not necessarily server, but just equipment in general. Let's say you have a lot of NVRs with a lot of cameras that are recording. So you can place PDUs in each rack or in each server room. And with this product of ours, with the PDU, you can attach a sensor and you can decide if the temperature or humidity or pressure is off the chart in some area. If you install our VK product, the VK2100, then you can automate this. So if, let's say, if the temperature is too high, our VK can order the, I don't know, the air conditioning to be a little bit more powerful or lower the temperature or something like this. But that will be for another discussion. So now I promise you we will do some hands-on. So in order for us to do the hands-on, we need to physically connect the equipment. And for that, I would like to show you 197. I would like to show you a more perspective video. And this is it. So let's say I'm sorry. So room number is 3459. 3459. Okay, join. Okay. And I don't need you. Okay, so let me show you a more perspective image. Escape. So right now we do not have any product. Okay, we have 0 products here. So we're going to install it first physically. Okay, we're going to attach the cables and we're going to install this physically. So let me introduce you to our product from today. So we have the Angers. Okay, we have the 8000 series. Okay, and we have C13, C14. I don't know if you can see it very clearly. And the inlet, which means where are we going to power it, is actually a C19. Okay, so you're going to be needing something like this. Okay, which is a little bit square-headed, to say like this. So I'm going to plug it in. Okay, I would like to thank Marian because also I have Shuko on the other side. So he created for me an adapter to be able to plug it in. So now the product is starting. As you can see, it's also clipping, so it's preparing the sockets. And let me introduce you a little bit. So this is the circuit breaker. So in case I create a short circuit in any of this is the circuit breaker. Also, this is the amps. So this is not the voltage, this is the amps. Now, right now, I don't have anything connected, so I have 0 consumption. And this is my LAN. So I'm going to connect this product from my local network. And in a real case scenario, I'm going to configure and monitor and control over the internet. Okay, so I don't need to be physically in my server room. I can control it via the local network or via the internet. Okay, so let's connect also the LAN. Okay, and let's put the product here. Okay, so we have the product here. Let me show it to you. So now, as you remember, we have C13, C14 sockets, but my plugs are Shuko. Okay, they're like this. So what can I do? Well, normally if you are in a server room, you don't need to worry because everybody will be like this. Everybody will have the C14 plug. However, I need to buy an adapter, which I did from Shuko to C14. So this is my monitor. Let me connect my monitor here. Let's put it on socket number 8. Okay, and let's take another one. Okay, plug it in. And this should be my computer. I have a computer down. I have a computer down there. I will connect it now. Okay. And what else? I also have a tablet. It's over there, and the UC3020 I'm going to show it to you. So I have a tablet. Right now it just received power because I plug it in. It just received power, so it woke up. And this is the UC3020, which will allow me to see some image. Not going to use this that much today, but anyway, so I have my third one. And my fourth one, let me take my laptop, for instance. Okay, so plug it out. And I'm going to plug my laptop. Okay, thanks. Okay, so does my laptop have power? Yes, now it has power. Excellent. So now we have created the physical connection to this product. I'm only using the 4 out of 8. This is an 8 socket product. This is the 8 series, which is the highest one. It will allow me to show you more. So now let's see the interface of this product to know what we can configure. So for that, we need to find the IP of my product. Okay, and oh really? Okay, just a second. 2 out of 2. Okay, great. Oh, come on.
Is caps lock on?
Yeah, hopefully not. Oh, okay. It was something. So anyway, so my product, which one should it be? ATEN. Well, this one 197 is my my presentation switch. Oh, PE8108. So this is my product. So I have 0161. Okay, so 0161. 192.168.0.161. Okay, this is my PDU. Advanced and safe. Okay, so let's wait to load a little bit the interface. And now we can log in. Administrator, password. Okay, so I did not change the default. The default is administrator and password. What I would like to show you, meanwhile, is that our product is starting to display some numbers. For instance, now it's 0.5 amps, 0.51 actually. So we do have some consumption here based on this monitor and my laptop. So these start to draw a little bit of power. That iPad is also drawing some power, but not that much. And remember, this product have 10 amps limit. So if this goes beyond 10, we need to consider shutting down some of our servers. And I can let the product do this, or I can do this automatically, or I can do this manually. Okay, so entering the interface of the product, I can see in the first page the connections. And right now I can see the total current that is being consumed. I can see the voltage of my inlet, okay? It should be 230 sharp, but you know, we have a small variation. And I can see how much power I'm consuming right now. So I'm close to 45 watt, which is not much by any standard. And the power dissipation of around 1 kilowatt hour. This is good because I need to know how much cooling I need. Okay, so how much cooling I need? I need cooling, a number of BTUs able to displace 1 kilowatt hour of energy. And because we're in Europe, we have a 50 hertz frequency. Okay, right now I have not connected any sensor, so right now I have no reading here. It's an on A. If I go a little bit down, I can see individual sockets. Okay, so this is socket number 1, or outlet number 1, more correctly saying, this is outlet number 1, outlet number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. If I go to configuration, I can start to play a little bit with my sockets. Okay, so first of all, I can name them. So this would be my, let's say, work laptop. let's say. This is the iPad Pro, something like this, so I can name them. And this is the station, and this is the display. Okay, so I can name just to know what I have connected on each of them. By default, and I can of course I can save this so the product will remember next time I log in. So after I have named this, I can immediately see the default of these sockets. So the default is like this. Okay, if I would like to turn off the power, even though I do have two intelligent options like wake on LAN and system after AC back, it will be on kill the power, which means it will immediately shut down the power without warning on the socket. If I use wake on LAN, like I will show you how to use it on the station. So if I use wake on LAN, I need to know the MAC address of my station, and I'm going to show you how you can find out this MAC address. So don't worry about this. What else? I have told you about a mechanism, the POP mechanism, a protection over current, that will allow me to shut down sockets in case of an outrage of power. Okay, so if one of my servers is going to consume a lot, I can decide which of my servers to go down first and which of my servers to still remain powered on. Okay, yeah, apparently it doesn't really enjoys Google Chrome, so I think I'm going to switch to something else if it does this the same. So if I'm going over 10 amps, I have to decide which of my stations are important and which of my stations are not. So probably I would like my, let's say, my work laptop to go down because it has a battery and can survive, and maybe iPad is not that important if my servers cannot work. Okay, so maybe I would consider these two to go down. Okay, how do I actually control the sockets? How do I actually decide which sockets are on and off? Because by default, all of them are on. Okay, so I can manually do this by pressing the off button. And let me show you right now. So my work laptop, which is station number, which is on port number 5, I decided to shut down. So I press the off button manually, and after a short period of time, it will go down. Okay, I hope I did not configure something different. Serious? Okay, off. If it doesn't like Google Chrome, yeah, if it doesn't like Google Chrome, I'll change it. So I immediately press the off button, and without any warning, my computer lost power. Okay, so I'm on battery right now. And of course, I can switch it on. And I'm doing this remotely. Okay, my equipment can be in my office, in my server room, in a different city, or in a different country. It doesn't matter. I can do this remotely. I just enter the product interface and I decide which one are on and off manually. Okay, so this is the most basic turning off and turning on a certain device. In my case, I tested with the laptop. But again, it can be anything like an IP camera, a router, a printer, a server, anything is available to cut the power and re-put the power back. If we are talking about a PC, you will see that turning on is not that easy, but I'm going to show this nevertheless. Let's have a look at other features of this product before I move on with the hands-on session. So you can create users, and you can give rights to different users. So for instance, I would like one of my colleagues to handle some of the outlets. Let's say I decide that Marianne with password Marianne, okay, not very bright, but you know, it will work. I can choose to give him access to you know, just several sockets. So I will forbid him for working in outlet number 3 and number 4, but the rest, it's up to him. Okay, he can play with the rest of the sockets as he wants. So you can create users and you can give rights. If users are already in a radius system, you can also connect yourself to the radius system. We also have logs, and I'm going to show you better once I put the sensor on. And also you can have general settings over the product. Like you can configure a name right now I just decided to let it on default, and it will advertise its own product name. Also, I can decide how the interface is going to be accessible, only HTTPS, because I do like security. But of course, you can do via HTTP if your environment is protected and you are not afraid someone interfering with your data. How to obtain the IP address. Right now it's on DHCP. I'm fine with it. Select the time zone. I definitely encourage you to do that because you want the same level of time or the same time when an event happened on this equipment and the event happened on a different equipment. You want these events to match in the syslog server. You don't want this to be on a different time zone. Okay, you can set up again connectivity with a Radius server for users. You can add a certificate, so you will not have this non-secure message, etc. And you can decide the password complexity and different other things. You can also add SNMP communities and also Telnet. You can open it from here. You can decide a username and the password for Telnet if you connect it to the command line interface program, etc. And last but not least, you can upload the firmware and you can do a backup or a restore of the configuration previously stored. That being said, there is one more thing I need to show you to you. It's on the physical part before moving on to the station. I don't know why I did that. It's the sensor, because I told you we do have a sensor. So let's return to this. So this is the sensor. Okay, this is how it looks like. Not all the sensors look like that, but this one, which covers humidity and temperature. Okay, so where I'm going to install it, on the back here, there are two RJ11 small sockets like this one. So this is where your sensor will go. I will install the server right now. So give me a moment. Okay. Okay. So I installed the server on, position number 1. Okay, so this is where I install my sensor. Let's put it here somewhere. We don't need that. Okay. So now we can return to our interface. Okay, and now as you can see, I do have a reading on temperature and I do have a reading on humidity. Okay, and humidity is quite high. I don't know why, but humidity is quite high. So we can put some limits, some warning limits. Let's say my servers will work correctly if the temperature is maybe no less than 5 degrees and maybe no higher than 45 degrees. And humidity is, let's say, between 10 and 80. Okay, so let's save this. So now, with a very professional tool, I'm not going to show it to you, let's try to go over the limit. Okay, so I went over actually this is critical, but I should be able to push it over the limit. So you can see now the beeping is accelerated, which means I go over the limit with the humidity. Don't worry, I did not put the sensor into water. I don't want to break it. The sensor is just fine here. But anyway, I was able to mess with one of the thresholds. So I was going to show you the logs, which again, it's a warning. Oh, I need to shut down because it's really annoying. Let me shut down the limit. It's really annoying, the beeping. Okay, it will recover. The humidity will recover, so don't worry. Okay. Yes, finally, no beeping. But if this is in my server room, probably nobody is going to hear it. So I need a nicer way to get the alarm. So maybe a syslog server is the way to go. But anyway, I just want to show you the logs. This is me being within 15% of the limit. So I'm approaching the limit, and this is me going over the limit. Okay, and I can actually see which one of the problems were met by the sensor. So in this case, the humidity is off the chart. And again, if you have a syslog server and hopefully you have one of our VK2100 products, you can actually decide to, I don't know, shut down the entire power bar, or maybe shut down the, or power the air conditioning, so it's going to be cooler and cooler in the room, so this humidity or temperature or whatever went to the roof, it's not an issue anymore. Okay, I have shown you how to control remotely the power bar. Okay, so you just enter the IP address. You can manually control each socket, decide if it's going to have or have not power. And you can also decide some limits, like sensor limits, temperature, humidity, pressure, or some voltage limit, like here. Maybe one of my equipment is really sensitive, so maybe I want to put a maximum limit to this voltage, or amps. Okay, yeah, I know, it cannot be full. Let's say 210, something like this. And also amps, so I don't want someone to consume more than, let's say, half of my available amps, something like this, and it can be as low as 0.1, etc. So I can put limits, and I can receive warnings when one of my servers is behaving weird, or it's behaving outside of my expectations. Okay, so now it's time to move on and show you how you can woke up a station like this one remotely. Okay, so I'm physically, yes, I am next to the station, but in most of the cases I will not be next to the station. The station is going to be in my office. So how can I remotely power on the station? Okay, so in order to do this, not last Thursday, but 2 Thursdays ago, I have shown you KVM over IP. Okay, I have shown you KVM over IP. And we still have the product. And yeah, we still have the product. And if you remember, we used Win client to connect to our KVM over IP. So let's use Win client again. IP remains the same, port remains the same, and administrator. Okay, so we're going to connect to KVM over IP. That KVM over IP is over there, it's on my table. Switch to remote view. Right now, I would like to start computer number 1. Okay, this is my station. This is physically put on computer number 1 in my KVM over IP, which is also remote. Okay, so in this scenario, both the PDU and the KVM over IP and the servers, all of them are remote. So normally I should be able to do this only by browser interface, not being able to physically touch any equipment. So I would like to start computer number 1. Let's open it. Okay, and right now it has nothing because the computer still is not on. So let's return to the PDU, and I will show you the configuration, and then I will tell you how I did it. So to wake up the station, which is in port number 7, I decided to use wake on LAN capabilities. And I also need the MAC address of the station. And I told you I will show you how I got this MAC address. But anyway, I have already configured this port number 7 to wake on LAN. So now let's, where is it? So now let's actually wake the computer. Okay, but first, I need to make sure that the computer is actually off. So I'm making sure that the socket is off. So I'm shutting it down completely. And then I'm pressing the on button. Okay. So when I'm pressing the on button, my station should start. Okay. And give it a second. I'm not touching it physically, so I'm not cheating. So remotely, I was able to start my station. Okay, remotely. And again, because it's a computer, sometimes it's not enough to just give power to the socket. It's really not enough. You need to send it a packet, it's called a magic packet, to wake the station up. Okay, it depends on the BIOS configuration. I'm going to show you also how I got this wake online. But anyway, the station is starting right now. I have also connected the second monitor, so if I move a little bit further away, I can also show you the monitor. Okay, so I will let this start, don't worry. And if I'm returning to my camera, okay, you can see that I also have a monitor, an HDMI monitor connected. Okay, but anyway, this is not part of our configuration. So my station started, and I'm remotely connecting to it via my KVM over IP. So what I need to know about my station. Okay, so let's. I don't need this right now. Let's make it full screen. Come on. Ah, mouse precision is off? No, mouse precision is on. So CMD. Ah, serious? Okay, let's resynchronize mouse. Okay, and let's wait for the mouse synchronization. Okay, so how do I find out the MAC address? So with the command ipconfig config minus, sorry, config minus, okay. So come on, the physical address is here. Ah, why do you insist on doing this? Okay, so this is my MAC address. Okay, come on, mouse sync. I have played with the firmware. I shouldn't have done this on the computer, and I messed up the KVM a little bit. I have to make it back again. But anyway, this is the MAC address. So I will need this MAC address because when I'm going to the station, when I'm going to the PDU in my KVM, sorry, when I'm going to my PDU in my wake on LAN, is going to ask me about this. So what is the MAC address? So this is how I find out about the MAC address of my computer. Okay. So now, what else do the station needs to have in order to be able to wake the station on LAN? And also, what does the station needs in order to be able to shut it down? Because there are two different things: shut it down and turning it off. So to shut down the station, I think I used this one. Okay. I want to show you. It's a little bit weird, but anyway, I can show it to you. No? Okay. So ATEN.com. That's okay. We can start from the basics. So I need a program called pmonitor to be able to shut down the station. Now, if you have a server, you're lucky because servers natively, the server operating system, the Windows Server operating system natively can accept commands to remote shutdown. But a regular computer like mine, it really does not. So if I go to PDU and if I choose 8 series, which is this one, okay, and I have the 8108, for instance. And if I go to support and downloads, and if I go to Windows, I can see this P monitor. Okay, I can see these P monitors. You need to download and just install it on the computer. That's it. You don't need to do anything. There is no configuration to it. You just download and install on this computer. And right now, this computer is able to receive shutdown commands. Okay, let's see if this is working. Okay, so I'm on my remote station, which is here. Let's go back here. So this is my remote station. I'm here. And then let's see if I can turn it off via a remote command. Oh, sorry. Okay, and here. So I'm going to my PDU. I have this wake on LAN, but I'm not actually going to be needing right now. Connections. So let's see what happens, not to kill off immediately the power, which is here, but to gracefully shut down the PC. Okay, I want to gracefully shut down the station. So if I'm pressing this off button right now, okay, if I'm pressing the off button right now, the PC receives a shutdown command because I have that P monitor installed, okay? So I do not immediately cut down the power from the station because maybe I have something open, something that's not saved, or maybe it can interfere with the work I have, and some things do need to be shut down, not to lose your work, etc. So I gracefully shut down the station right now, okay? So with the combination of the PDU, which is here, and my KVM over IP, which is here, I have full control of the station. I can turn it off and turn it on, and I can do this remotely, okay? Let's do this one more time in order for me to access the BIOS of the station, because I need to show you how the BIOS of the station needs to look like in order to accept this wake on LAN command. Okay, so let's see the station, how it looks like. And for that, I'm going to be needing my keyboard on the screen. I'm going to send the command to wake the station. Okay, and now I'm going to press F12. Okay. And actually, I would like to show you, yeah, sure. I would like to show you a secondary way how you can start the station. So I'm remotely, I have this station, but maybe I'm in the same VPN with this station. Maybe I share the same local network with this station, and I want to wake this station up, not by my PDU, but by other means. So if you install something like Wake on Me LAN, and this is my station, and you can send the magic packet also via here. Okay, so I can decide and I can wake the station up also via here. Okay, so as you can see, it's working also if you have a program installed. All right, so we're in the BIOS of the station. Let me enlarge this one if I can a little bit.
Was it F12?
No, it was Dell, but I need to press it more time. Yeah, I need to press it more time. So, two very important things your station need to have in order for Wake on LAN to work. Two very important things. So first and the most important one is, of course, to have the Wake on LAN capabilities, which by default is disabled like this. So if it's not working, by default, you need to check first if you have it, and second, you need to put it at least LAN or LAN and WAN or VLAN or wireless to be available. Okay, this is the first one that you need to check. And the second one, equally important, that your station not need to have is deep sleep control. If deep sleep control is enabled, and by default it is, I met this problem many times. So if you have deep sleep control, you need to disable this one. So Wake on LAN needs to be enabled and deep sleep control needs to be disabled. And I'm going to show you why it needs to be disabled. If it's enabled, your LAN card do not receive power from the system. So your LAN card is off. So it cannot receive the magic packet. And I would like to show it to you now. What does it mean? Hopefully the cable will help me on this. Let me detach the camera. Okay, okay, cable is here, cable is here, cable is here, cable is here, cable is here. So very important is that this LED here is going to blink. Okay, if you do not have LED blinking on your LAN card, it means you have deep sleep enabled. So if this is off, okay, so if this is off and you have no LED lit, it means it's not working. This is not working. So you need to disable the deep sleep. Okay. Okay. Let's return with this. So now with the combination of two equipment, all right. Let me put it here. So now with the combination of two equipment, you know how to control the power of the equipment and also how to actually see the station remote. Okay, you can actually see the station remote. So let's boot again. And this works. Do you want to save? No, I don't want to save. So if you prepare your station like this with Wake on LAN enabled and deep sleep disabled, you know the MAC address of your station, and you should know because it's not difficult to find out. You can very gracefully start the station and shut down the station, and you can also monitor what the station is doing, like I'm monitoring right now what my station is doing. Okay, Last thing that I would like to show it to you is how to choose the right product for you. So which PDU is the right product for you. So for that, let's go to ATEN.com. Let's go to our site. It's very easy to explain. We go to the product section, and then we go to energy and PDUs. We choose rack PDU. So these can control, just like mine, these can control and monitor individual sockets. Okay, this is the PE8 series or 8000. So this can control and monitor individual sockets, individual outlets. This one can monitor individual sockets, but not control. This can only monitor individual sockets, but not control. This is a PE 7000 series. This one can monitor at bank level. So the switch PDU can monitor at bank level, so not individual sockets. However, you can control individual sockets. Okay, so you can control individual sockets. And the rest of them are metered PDUs, so you can only monitor at bank level. Okay, so monitor at bank level, but no other features. So as you can see, this is the most advanced ones. Okay, so these ones metered already means natively they cannot accept sensors, so you need to buy the EC1000 or ECE1000 or ECE2000 product to actually do it. And there are some codes on this product. Now, PE means power efficiency. Okay, PE means power efficiency. 8 is the series in which is part of. For instance, now we are in 8000 series or 8 series, however you want to say. If you have a number, the number after 8 or the number after the series can be 1, 2, or 3. That's the only 3 combinations. If it's 3, it means 30 or 32 amps. If it's 2, it means 20 or 16 amps. And if it's 1, like I have it right now, I have a 1 series, 81 series, it's 15 or 10 amps power current. Okay, and you have a rack, 1U rack units, and you have 0U rack units. Okay, so these are the longest ones that do not occupy unit of racks. These do occupy unit of racks. So it depends on your need. You choose one or another. And also, you need to choose the correct voltage, because right now in the world, we have 3 voltages. If you're in Europe and most parts of the world, you'll have 230 volts. If you are in the US or Japan, you have 120 volts. And some very limited countries have 208 volts. So depending on which country you are, you need to choose a letter A, B, or G. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. So you need to choose either letter A or letter B or letter G. Okay, and this is actually the voltage of your system. So this is 230 volt, this is 208 volt, and this is 120 volt. So you need to know, hopefully you know in which country you're living and what are the voltages there, so you can choose the correct ones. That being said, I hope I also covered how to choose your correct PDU, either if you need just to monitor, and in this case, you can add the sensors, or you also need to control, like I need to control. So here, oh, I logged out. Come on, let's log in back again. So again, you need to, hopefully now you know how to choose your correct PDU. No, this is default password. Okay, so this is default password. So based on what you need the PDU to do, either just monitor like this, only monitor like this, or you also want control, so you also want this functions like on, off, reboot, etc. Or you just want the reboot, you don't care about controlling, you don't want to see this measurement, you don't care about this, you just want to control. Or your budget is not that big, so you just need a PDU, a very strong PDU, and maybe in time you will add some sensors and some mechanics to the sensors, etc. That being said, I would like to thank you for being with me today. I hope PDUs, you're not strangers to PDUs any longer. So let me turn to the camera as well. So I hope now you're not stranger to PDUs anymore. You can choose the correct product that fits you the best. And if you have questions, I'm still here. So if you have questions, ask me on Teams or ask me directly, open your microphone and ask me directly, and I'm happy to answer to your questions.
Does the PDU have a setting for a shutdown logout for logout time?
Yes, so if you want to log out, so web session login, log out, I'm sorry, web session log out in 5 minutes. You can modify this if you
So
want.
security tab. Okay.
Yeah, in security tab, yes. Okay, this session will also be posted on YouTube. So check our ATEN Romania YouTube channel to see the whole setup one more time, hands-on explanation about products, the PPT I have presented, control over power from the beginning.
Okay, Sorin, thank you very much. I think we can conclude for today.
Excellent.
Please post the video on YouTube, and if we have some additional questions, they can be addressed via email or in the comments on YouTube.
Yes,
So
Romania@ro.atem.com. So again, thank you very much for participating. I'm waiting for you next Thursday at 1 o'clock, again, Eastern European time. Next Thursday, we will talk about digital office. So we're going to combine all the information from the previous ones and how to create your digital office. And of course, stay safe. This is how you need to end every conversation. Stay safe. Bye.